about. And so this is fun because we have some new team members and we have some sponsors of new team members. And I just so appreciate you being on. This is such a fun time to get started with Touchstone Crystal. And it's a really fun time to be the sponsor, the initiator of somebody who is getting started as well, because there are so many incentives available to you. And so I'm going to be sharing my screen a fair amount, and that way I don't have to be, well, I apologize. I'm going to be squinting into the camera a lot, just because my eyes are kind of funny these days with that, but I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to take a look at a couple of things first. The first one is the GlamPlan Flyer, because I want to, we can't look at this often enough, in my opinion. And it's good to see everything a few times, right? And I'm sure you've seen this, but the more times that we see it, the more likely it is that we actually retain it, right? That's kind of how we roll. So as a new team member, when you see something that says first full month in business, first full month is kind of a weird thing with Touchstone Crystal. It's basically the month in which you start and the entire next month. So if you started in the month of March, then your first full month, in quotes, ends at the end of April. Okay, so you have all of March and the rest of it and all of April, as well as your first full month. So here's what happens. You start with your $79 kit for $450. And then when you sell your first $600, when you close out that first $600 party, you will earn, I'm trying to see here, a $250 special bonus. This is not normally in the Glam Plan. This is something special that is just running for a couple of months, and you happen to be hitting the sweet spot here. So this is on top of your host reward. So let's pretend this is your party. Well, you'll wind up getting all the host rewards, right, from that party. And it's double host dollars, so you get a lot of extra. But you get this extra in addition, another $250. It's sort of like a sponsoring welcome in a way, like a new consultant welcome. And then, of course, you earn 25% of that $600. So you'll be making $150 in money, like cash money. Let's take it up to $1,000. By the time you close out $1,000 in sales by the end of April, you'll get another $250. This is from just the regular Glam Plan, which is a permanent program that we have. And at that level, you're called a Glambassador. The cool thing is that it unlocks a 70% discount on everything in the catalog until the end of May, the end of your second full month. So at this point, you've now earned $250 in money, $500 in extra jewelry on top of whatever you get in host rewards. And then you've got your $450 in the starter kit. So now you've got about $950 in actual jewelry between your starter kit and your extra incentives. When you go on to sell $2,000, and this is by the end of May, you'll get another, no, that's wrong. This is still the first full month. So you've got another $250 coming your way when you hit the $2,000 mark. By the time you hit the $3,000 mark, you've got another $500. And so basically at the $3,000 mark, you've got $1,000 in jewelry plus your $250 bonus and whatever is in your starter kit, which is $450. It goes on, but I'm not going to show you the rest of that because that's a little confusing. But just know that when you sell up to $3,000 by the end of April, you've got a lot of extra jewelry coming your way. Plus, you'll be earning either 25 or 30% on your sales. Now, you ask me, well, how do you get to 30%? In any month that you sell $1,800 retail or more, you'll earn an extra 5%. You'll get a raise. So you'll be earning 30% on your sales, the entire amount, instead of 25%. Now, here's the other thing I want you to be aware of. It's called the Share the Sparkle bonus. And I know a lot of times people will come in and go, oh, I don't know enough to tell anybody else about the business. Well, in my opinion, you knew enough to sign up, right? That's all anybody else has to do. And the cool thing is that it's not you starting your new team member strong. It's your sponsor who has the privilege of helping her as well, or him as well. So we call this the Share the Sparkle bonus. Here's what's interesting. Remember we talked about Glambassador up here. You sell $1,000 in your first full month. Well, when she does that, you get $500 in jewelry yourself for her. But there's more. This weird little bonus thing up here that gives you $250 at $600 is also in play because it's also for the sponsor, not just for the new team member. So essentially this number is not $500. Essentially it's $700. So if you bring a team member in this month and she hits Glambassador by the end of next month, you've got another $750. There's no limit on this. So if you bring in 2 friends and they both reach Glambassador by the end of April, you will earn $750 in jewelry plus another $750 in jewelry for a total of $1,500 in jewelry. That's kind of crazy, but it's actually the way it's playing out this month. So I don't like to leave jewelry on the table or money, but jewelry, especially in this case. So I had to show you that. Let's see. The next thing I want to show you is actually in, so we've been talking about, actually, I'm going to stop sharing for a moment. So we've been talking a lot about how do you have a strong start? And I want to go back, and Deborah was with Southern Living at Home as well. And maybe it was while I was there too. So this was many years ago, and I didn't have a sponsor who knew what to tell me to do, but something stuck with me all these years. And it was what I did in the first month. I basically took a piece of paper, a blank piece of paper, and I wrote down the different circles of friends that I knew. So I had my current neighbors, and I was working full time, or no, I wasn't working full time, but I was still friends with the ones that I had been working with. So I had my friends from my previous job, from the job before that. I had friends from church. I had friends from something else, So I was making circles on a piece of paper with these different circles of friends. And within each one, I would write down 1 or 2 names of who I thought would be really fun to do a party with. Like, who are those couple of ladies in there who are just a blast, who know a bunch of people, or they like to entertain, or they have a great house and always want to have people over, or maybe maybe it's the fashionistas in that group, or maybe they love the jewelry. So on this piece of paper, that's how I was creating this list of who to offer a party to first. And that's how I wound up with my party calendar the way I wanted it. I was strategic. I tried hard to not have overlap. And honestly, my number one goal was to book parties with these ladies, not so that they could have all of the people that I knew to come over, but so that they would invite all the people that I had never met, that they knew, so that I could start doing parties with all of those ladies and their friends. Because the number one reason that women don't join us is because they don't want to burn out their friends, right? So that's how we don't burn out our friends. We find the ones who love to have their friends over anyway, and we meet all their other friends. So that's the basic strategy. And the reality is we get what we focus on. Now, I say all this because when we get started, there's so much to think about, right? There's social media, there are all these pictures and the Glam Central, and how do I keep it all straight? Everything will fall into place when you get your parties on your calendar the way you want them, because you get to learn everything on the job. It's totally on the job training. Are you going to do it perfectly? No. But if you try to learn it all ahead of time, you're still not going to do it any better than you would have if you'd been learning it as you go. So dive in. Don't be afraid to say, I'm brand new with this. I'm learning. You're my first hostess and I'm practicing on you, but I've got my sponsor helping me to do it. And we're going to have a great time together. Be brave and don't be afraid to do that. So I want to show you 2 tools tonight. The first one is our party cards. So we've always had party cards, and a lot of people don't know that, but we have brand new ones that I want to show you, and hopefully I'll be able to find them. So I'm going to log into Glam Central, and we're going to go to training and tools, and then we're going to go to, I don't know, somewhere, business basics. Let's try that. I think it's business basics. Where are you? Okay. Business basics. So I'm going to go to party presentation. It's running slow. Here we go. Party presentation. And I'm going to pull up party cards. These are brand new party cards. And so if you've had our party cards in the past, that's great, but these are new. And they are designed to help you keep it all straight, to make sure you make all your points And you can use these with virtual parties if that's how you want to go, and you can use them in person. And I think it's important because not only will they keep you straight as a guide, but it's going to make it so that other people are watching you and thinking, gosh, I want all this jewelry too, but I could never do this. Oh, but wait, she used these pieces of paper. She used her party cards. If she could do that, I could do that too. And so you're going to notice that there are tips and tricks on the party cards as well. So things that'll kind of help you guide. So here's the basic structure. There's the introduction and the power statement. I did an online party, a virtual Zoom party last week for the team, and I basically read the introductory statement. The power statement is simply the introductory statement, and it basically lets them know that you're going to help them shop, you're going to help them book a party, and you're going to help them look at the business opportunity, right? Those are the three things that we have to offer. And then you're going to do the jewelry. Then you'll you create your why story, talk about why did you come into the business. That morphs quickly into the Q&A about the business opportunity. This is where they get all their questions out, and it goes quick. You just keep it quick and simple. And then the last part is where you help them figure out if they're ready to book a party. And then you do your checkout and your wrap up. So here's what's cool is that it's all written out for us, which is really great. Here's your power statement. I literally read this at the party that I did. And what's fun is that when I did this party for the team, 2 of the ladies who were watching actually joined within the next couple of days. And because they saw that I was reading the whole thing from the cards. So that was really neat to see. So you can see here that it's all written out. You can order the party cards on cardstock, but you can just print these out just as easily. And so I wanted to make sure that you know about these party cards because they are something that even I, after 13 years in the business, I will use these at every single party because I want to be simple and duplicatable no matter where I go and no matter who I'm talking to. Okay. And I hope you will decide to do the same. I mean, let's face it, if after you do this 10 times, you're going to go, I can wing it. But most people can't wing it. And if they want to come and do what you're doing, you want to spread the sparkle with them. If they see you using the party cards, it's going to be a whole lot simpler. Okay. So the other thing I want to show you is this jewelry demo with starter kit jewelry. Now, this is my friend Kim Plummer from Texas. Kim is going to show you how to do a party presentation using just the jewelry in the $79 starter kit. So that right away, all you have to have is the jewelry on hand. Even if you've never bought any more jewelry prior to that, all you have is your kit because you live in Anchorage and nobody ever sold you any before. You can do your party the way that Kim shows you how to do it. And so I'm going to show you. It's actually a YouTube video. I'm not going to start it here, but as you can see, I will start it so you can see. There she is. She's so cute. She's the funniest thing, I swear. I saw her in Providence, Raquel, at our meeting 2 weeks ago, and she's just the funniest thing, but she's very good at what she does, and she came up with this. I want to see how long this is. I believe it's a 12-minute video. So what I would love for you to do is to, tonight or tomorrow, download those party cards if you don't have them in your starter kit. For those of you who are brand new, you will have them. If you started in March, if you started in February or prior or previous, you'll be downloading them off of where I just showed you. And then I really want you to watch this party presentation, take notes, and then watch it a second time so that you understand how you're going to be talking about the jewelry, the pieces of the seven pieces of jewelry that we have in the kit. And that's going to give you confidence to book more parties because you will know what you're going to be saying at these parties. You're going to have the confidence to book them because you can already picture what it's going to be like for you. Sometimes we get held back because of fear, because we're not too sure about it. And we just like, oh, I just want to have it all totally figured out before I book any parties. I want to encourage you. This is how simple it can be. So just go get those parties on your calendar because that's where you're going to get all the jewelry, all the income, and the extra fun and that feeling of success. We want you to feel success. We don't want you to go a couple of months from now, oh, this just wasn't for me. Yeah, it is for you. If you love sparkle and you love other women, we can make sure that this is for you, but we want you to focus on the things that are really simple and basic so you can keep it fun and easy for yourself. Okay, So any questions about those things? Those are the key topics that I had for tonight.
You answered my question, which was, do the party cards come in the kit? So I think that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I look forward to ordering them on my business site.
Good. Great. Deborah, did you have a question or were you just waving at us?
I just wanted to ask you a question.
Yes,
It's pouring the rain here, and is it coming across? Do I need to mute myself?
You're fine. Nope, can't hear it.
Okay,
You have the perfect microphone.
good.
So for all of you sponsors, I would recommend doing the same thing. Watch the video and print off the party cards so that you can be doing these at your parties as well. So even though good night, Dad, sleep tight. My dad, 92, he lives with me. Even though you have more jewelry than just the 7 pieces that Kim talks about, it's still worth considering doing a party that does focus on the 7 pieces, and then you can elaborate with others, but it helps people to see what it would be like for them getting started as well as you're at parties and talking to women about the business opportunity. So these are great tools for all of us, not just the new consultants. And then that way you can mirror it for your new team members as well. Any questions or ideas along those lines? Comments, Debbie? Oh, you're muted again. I'm so sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah.
If I already bought my new kit like months ago,
Yeah.
is it the same jewelry in the new kit?
You know what? I think it largely is, honestly. I think your kit has one additional piece.
Okay.
And yeah, that's such a good question. I'm so glad you asked it like that because I hadn't even thought about it. It seems like, because you have 8 pieces in your kit. And so, yes, I believe you have the 7. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You do.
All right. I just wonder if I follow whatever she does.
Yeah, actually,
be
you
able to
can.
do
I hadn't
it,
even
like-
thought. I'm so glad you said that. Duh,
Okay.
I could have had a V8. Yes, exactly. Thank you for that.
Okay. Thank you. That's the one thing I always have felt bad about, because I don't have very many pieces yet. And when I've been to other parties, my host, my sponsor, Amanda Finnegan, she has tons of jewelry.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I always felt, well, my parties aren't going to be nearly as great as hers because she has so many pieces to show.
Uh-huh.
No,
So-
tons can be overwhelming, I think.
Yeah, having
muted.
a ton of jewelry can be overwhelming. I don't think that I understand your hesitation, but it's funny. I can remember one of the biggest parties I ever saw. And this goes back a little ways, but with one of the biggest launch parties I ever saw was with someone who only had her kit, and she had taken apart one of her catalogs and put maybe 2 or 3 of her favorite pages up in a lucite stand on her display.
That was smart.
Yeah, and she printed off a copy of the starter kit so people could see that that's what she's working with, that she was brand new, and her party was like $1,500. So it's
Wow.
funny. It isn't just what you bring to the party. It's really what you do with the opportunity to be in front of the women and to sort of massage the ice bracelet and the Chanel, and how, I mean, it's just having women together at all is so beautiful these days that people are happy and they buy jewelry. It's just sweet. So I don't think having a ton more jewelry is going to change it. I think just the atmosphere alone and your sweet smile and your explanation is going to make all the difference.
I mean, I see Kathy's display behind her,
Yeah.
even though she's not there anymore. But
Yeah.
I can see that she has an awful lot of stuff there behind her. So
yeah, she's been with us for about just a little over a year now, and
oh, wow.
yeah, yes, and
Sure.
so she had it took her a couple months to get her feet under her, And then once she did, she was booking party after party after party. And through that, she was earning more and more jewelry. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. It can absolutely be done. It can be done. Yeah. And it was funny because Kathy came to us with very little experience in anything like this and no tech skills. She'll
Oh,
tell
well,
you no
that's
tech
me.
skills. And here's Deborah over here
That's
like,
me.
Yeah.
me too.
Me
But
too.
Zero
I'm
tech
telling
skills.
you, Debbie Pickens is the same way. Debbie's in her 70s, and when she started, she was in her late 60s. Very little tech skills. She can do it all now. I mean, all.
Wow.
Oh my God.
My thing is I
Listen,
have no social media skills either, which is really hard.
You know what?
You say that, but
I think that's less important than the personal relationship. Personally, if I could ignore Facebook entirely, I would do it because I like to book parties without Facebook. I like to do, host coaching without Facebook. I don't like to do Facebook. This is just me personally. And then other people that feel it differently and they love the social media aspect. I don't. I like the phone call. I like the texting. I like let's get your girlfriends together. And she calls her 30 friends and sets it up, right?
The schmoozing.
Old school. Old
Old
school,
school.
right?
old school.
Old school. Yeah. And, and I'm here to say you can do an old school business and thrive. You absolutely can. And you can do a new school business and thrive. You can do it either way.
Okay.
Hey,
Well, let's
Betsy.
hope you're right.
It's the way I'm rolling. In fact, the two hostesses that I'm working with right now, most that are coming up, there's no Facebook involved. None. One is
Wow.
actually sending out postcards and handing out postcards.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, we're not using Facebook for either one at all. There's no event page. There's nothing. They're all just old school. They take the party link and they're sending it to their friends, and then they're reminding their friends, and then they're reminding their friends, and they're reminding their friends.
Awesome.
It's old school, right? Yeah,
Right.
it's fun.
Hey, Betsy.
Yeah.
Question. I'm writing stuff down, but
Mhm.
you said on the 1,800 a month,
Mhm.
it's 30%.
Yes.
Is that everybody every month? Is that something new? Again, I
No.
haven't been.
Nope. We've
No?
had that all
Okay.
along. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So if you sell 1,800 in the month of March, you'll automatically make 30%. Now, what's cool is, so what happens is you make your 25% each week based on what you closed out the previous week. And at the end of the month, once they see that you've hit that 1,800 or more, then they give you the 5% as the bonus
Okay.
portion all at
Okay.
once. Mhm.
Okay. I got you.
And then on top of that, you can earn 40% when you have at least 3 people on your team.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. So that's fun. That's a fun thing. Anything else?
Can I ask another question about the family call we just heard?
Yeah. Mhm.
I don't remember which consultant said it, but she said she was able to pay off her mortgage with just I can't read my own notes, with a very small amount of sales. Oh, sales. It was something about her sales. And now I can't find it because I questioned her. I was like, how is she paying off her mortgage with just that? Oh shoot, I can't find it now. But anyways, I'll ask Liz about it later.
Okay. Ask Liz. Yeah.
will.
See if she was on. I had it on, but somebody called me in the middle of it all, and I must have missed that. I didn't hear the whole thing. I must have missed that part, what she was talking
That's
about.
the first or second person who spoke
Uh-huh. Mhm.
said
Before
that
Lori.
she was able
She's
to
been
pay
in
off
for
her
a while. I think that girl had been in Touchstone for a while. I don't think that
Yes.
happened like overnight. I think she said she started dedicating all of her commissions to paying down her mortgage.
Right.
and
Okay,
she
that's what
finally
it was.
paid it off.
But she didn't. I mean, she
I
wasn't
know
making
somebody else
that
doing the same thing. Mhm.
much in her commissions, was she?
Well, I think what she said, Debbie, is that last year or recently, no, she only ended up making 9,000. Not only, she made $9,000 in commission.
Right.
Could be two things. Maybe she only had $9,000 left on her mortgage. I don't know, but I got the impression that she had been a consultant for a while.
Okay.
Right.
She was using that as an example of how much she made and what her commission was. So yeah.
Nice.
That's what I thought. The fact that she
Mhm.
was able she only made $9,000 and was able to pay off her mortgage. How the heck did she do that?
Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah, yeah. it took
I'm
me a
never
little
going to
more
be
than
in that place.
We would
Not
all
living
love
up here,
that.
that's for sure. And you either, shall living in California, I imagine.
Well, I think she was talking about, she had bought a grill, she had bought a fire pit
Yeah.
or a pizza oven or other.
Pizza oven,
Then she
right.
went, oh, you know what? If I just put that money towards my mortgage, I could
Oh.
pay my mortgage off.
Got
And I
it.
think that's what she decided to do.
Wow.
Yeah.
We have somebody else on our team who is doing the same thing, actually. She works full time and so does her husband, but her touchstone income, which is significant because she always sells about $9,000 or $10,000 every month and has a big team. She takes all of her touchstone money and it goes toward principal and her mortgage, and her goal is to pay it off.
Wow.
So that's, I mean, what a gift. It's amazing.
Mhm.
It's amazing, but here's the cool thing. It's a very simple formula. It's book a party, go do the party with good attendance, book a party or two off of it, go do those parties. It's just lather, rinse, repeat, right? That's all, it's really all it is. Getting really good at the basics and learning to love the basics makes all the difference. Learning to get just really good so that it's just second nature. Loving working with your hostesses, love meeting the new people, love booking those fresh parties. That builds a really great party train, customer base, loyal customer base, because they'll love you, and lots of things that lots of things that you can chip away at in your finances. Because that's always good, whether it's sparkle or finances. It's always nice to have extra in your finances. Anything
Can
else?
I ask a question too? And it may be a little bit off topic, and if it is, Betsy, you
Deb.
can say we can talk about it later, but
Yeah.
something that I encountered recently is that someone wanted to have a party and they had a huge party. Great. I think her sales were over $2,000 for this party. I went and there were probably 6 people there or 7 people there, but she expected like 15. So she was very good about follow up and she hit up all the other people. So consequently, I was able to book a couple of parties off that party. So I went, well, after, the second party, the third party, now I'm at the fourth party, they don't want to hear the presentation anymore.
Uh-huh.
So how do you approach that? Because certainly
Yeah.
there were people there who had not yet heard the presentation. And I
Mhm.
realized that.
Mhm.
So it was tough. And I got a booking off that, which hasn't come to fruition. And that party was in October, I think.
Mhm.
But yeah, you just really don't know what to say or do at that point. You're there to try to give the presentation and be there as a resource to answer questions.
Yep.
And I ended up kind of sitting in a chair while they all had their drinks and their munchies and looked in their on the table and they're in the catalog and
Yeah. Right.
I'm like, I'm not really doing my job here.
Well,
She
a
had
couple of
party.
Yeah, on occasion, I have had a hostess say to me, I don't want you to do a presentation. It's
Me
rare,
too.
but on occasion, I have had that. So I have 2 ways of solving it.
Okay.
And they both are integral to solving it. The first one is I use tickets around the jewelry table. So these tickets, circus
Yeah.
tickets, right? And so when you all arrive at the party, I say, go grab your drinks and your snacks. Come on back in here when you get a minute. I'm giving away a ticket for each piece of jewelry you try on. And then I'll be saying, Raina, how many have you tried on so far? 3. Okay, here's 3. Debbie, how many? How about you? 4 so far? Okay, great. Here's 4. So now they're all at the table and I tell them there's going to be a prize at the end. So now they're all getting into the jewelry. And while they're doing that, I'm telling them about the jewelry. So, because I know I'm not going to be able to do a presentation. So I'm talking to them about the specials. I'm talking to them about touchstone versus Swarovski. And I'm trying to get in, words and edgewise about how to bundle things and, trying to cover all the bases of what would have been in my presentation. Right. Then when I do checkout with them, and we're going to be talking about this tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. on the coffee chat, is the VIP checkout. And the VIP checkout, allows you to cover all the bases that you probably would have been covering anyway during your presentation, which is basically, can I send you home with some information about the business opportunity and follow up with you? And then the second one is, I sure have been thinking about doing a party with me sometime. Right. And then the third one is, gosh, I love your order. How's your wish list? You've got a huge wish list here. Right. And so you can cover the bases of all of this around the table and then during your VIP checkout with your customers. So
Awesome.
it's okay. You don't have to,
Thank you.
fret, because you can get some of the same results.
Sounds good. Thank you so
Mhm.
much.
Mhm. But the jewelry thing around the table with the tickets, seriously, is that's my favorite part.
I love that
It's
idea.
so much fun, and they love it, and it's fun for them. And I usually give away free shipping,
Mhm.
whoever the winner is. But when I do the Q&A, here's what I do. In fact, let me practice with you. We're just going to go on for just 3 more minutes here, and then we'll be done. I want to show you this. So at the end, so let's pretend I'm doing my party presentation, and I'm at my why, and I've already done the jewelry and all that, and I'm going to talk about my why. So I'll say, so ladies, real quick, I want to, sometimes people wonder how did I start selling jewelry in women's living rooms? It wasn't exactly what I went to college for, but I started out when my kids were 4 and 6 in direct selling. And it was because I just needed something for myself. I was a stay-at-home mom with 2 little kids, and I was getting really tired of talking to Barney and Bob the Builder. And so I started working with a home decor company. And then 13 years ago, I switched over to Touchstone Crystal. And I got to say, this has been the most exciting ride in my life. And, I don't know what any of you all are looking for. It could be a whole lot of sparkle. Like I have all this jewelry is mine. It could be extra income. For me, that was really great. And because I didn't have to check in with anybody to buy a new pair of shoes anymore. Maybe it's travel and incentives. Maybe it's more friends, who knows? You can certainly get all of that. And like I said, I don't know who needs what, but I sure hope you'll think about asking me for some information at checkout, because I'll be happy to give you some. But I have 90 seconds left. And what I want to do, I've got 5 more tickets to give away. You all have your tickets here, and then we're going to do a drawing for free shipping. So I'm going to bribe you to talk to me and ask me questions about the business. And you can ask me things like, how much does it cost to get started? You can ask me, where's the next incentive trip? You can ask me, how many parties do people normally do in a week? So who wants to get started first? We've only got about 90 seconds left, and then we'll be done. Okay, Rena, you go first.
How many parties do you do on average a month?
I personally like to do about 1 a week. I have people on my team who sometimes will do more like 2 a week. Most women do 2 to 3 parties a month would be pretty average. Yeah, who else? Yes, Debbie.
How much money do you make from these parties?
Right. So we always make at least 25%. In any month that we sell 1,800 or more, we make 30%. I actually earn 40% because I am in a leader position. I have at least 3 people on my team. And so, but it just kind of depends on how much what your income goals are and how busy you want to be with it. Who else? I got 3 more left, real fast.
And
Shell.
how much does it cost to get started?
Well, right now it's $79. And so, those 7 pieces that I showed you over here on this tray, that is a $79 kit. And it's part of a startup plan that'll give you another $500 in jewelry, at least with your first couple of parties. So that sounds like fun. I can definitely give you some info to take home about that, and we can have a chat. Okay, 2 more.
How's it going with the shipping?
Oh, thankfully, we have not had any trouble with shipping. We are really blessed, super blessed. And one more. Shell.
Do you have to keep inventory?
No, actually, I think that's one of the best things about this whole thing is that I don't have to order stuff out of pocket and try to, keep it in stock and sell it off the table. As you'll have seen, I'm taking your orders tonight, and they'll all ship right to your house. And so everything that you see here, I haven't bought it. I've either earned it for free or for 70% off. And so we like for people to make money and not spend it. So we don't keep inventory. We just keep samples. Okay, I'm all done, but you can ask me more questions later. And let me go ahead and do our drawing for free shipping. So I just bribed them. That's how I use the tickets at the very end, right? That's how I do it. And it's fun. See, here's the thing.
It's fun.
It's intel, right? So I just saw Shell ask me 2 questions. Okay. So I'm kind of thinking, maybe she's curious, and that gives me something to go on when I'm doing her checkout. Right. Kind of fun. Kind of fun. Okay. Well, I went on way longer than I expected to, but you got a little bonus info there. Some bonus ideas. I hope it was interesting for you. I know because some of you have parties coming up, and I just think this is such a natural icebreaker. If you're in person, you can't do it if you're on a virtual party, but you'll come up with other good things. You can use your party cards, and you can go through all of your things that you do in a virtual party. But if you're in person, these tickets are really just a blast. All right. One last thing we have? Any question? Anybody?
I have one more.
Raquel?
When you said, how do I explain to the customer the difference between Swarovski and touchstone?
Okay.
What is the correct way? What's the correct answer?
Right. I love that. Great question. So Swarovski is our parent company, and they've been around 125 some odd years.
Yeah.
And Swarovski has 2 jewelry divisions. One is now called Swarovski Jewelry, and the other one is Touchstone Crystal, only in America.
Okay.
And
Okay.
only for entrepreneurs.
Okay. Thank you.
Does that help?
Yeah, it helps. I'm doing a party on Monday, and actually my cousin works at Dillard's,
Nice. Yeah.
and she says, well, there's Swarovski jewelry there.
Right.
I said, but it's different. It's
Yeah.
not going to be what you're going to see in my party, in my catalog.
Great
What I-
point. The interesting thing is that whether they have actual Swarovski jewelry or not, I don't know, but a lot of companies purchase Swarovski crystals and make jewelry using Swarovski crystals. And it has the Swarovski logo on it, the little Swarovski tag, right? But it's not owned by Swarovski. And so, but even if it is a line from, even if it is Swarovski jewelry, which I kind of doubt that it is, they would still have their own designers. And then we have our own designers that are exclusive to our line. And you can't find our jewelry anywhere else.
Right.
You only
okay.
get it through a Touchstone Crystal wrap. Shell, and then Debbie.
One of the things that I was telling people, and correct me if I'm wrong, but that with this split of Swarovski and then Touchstone Crystal, I've been saying that Swarovski, the store that you see in the malls and everything, is now catering more to like red carpet style jewelry, whereas Touchstone Crystal is more for the everyday woman.
Yeah.
We do have special event jewelry and things like that, but the Swarovski is more of like the red carpet, and Touchstone Crystal is more like you could wear to work, you could wear every day, or
Sure.
for a special event.
Sure.
Is that
Yeah.
correct? Or
Yeah, I think that's fine. I wouldn't call it a split because it was never a split. It was semantics, honestly.
Okay.
And to be quite honest, we were never supposed to call ourselves Touchstone Crystal by Swarovski, but we did it anyway. And we got away with it for a very long time. And when Swarovski when they moved everything around, when they regrouped, they used to have 5 different family members on the executive board, and each of those family members was responsible for different divisions of Swarovski, because there were 16 or 17 at one point. And then they centralized it away from the decentralized way of doing things, where the right arm didn't know what the left arm was doing, and it was problematic. And they had a lot of other jewelry lines. They had probably 5 or 6 different jewelry lines at the time. This was pre-pandemic. And during the pandemic, they realized that we only need 2. We need Swarovski, and it's going to be high end, and we need Touchstone Crystal in the United States. And so it was not a split. It's just that we had to take the Swarovski name off of it because it was never supposed to be there. It's not like we got demoted. We actually got a promotion because
right.
we're a big deal within the world of Swarovski.
And I still tell people that we are the direct sales division.
Yes.
the direct sales jewelry division of Swarovski.
I love that. I often say for entrepreneurial women. That's the way I like to
Love
say
that too.
it. Yeah, right. Yeah. And then Debbie, what was your comment?
So I'm wondering, I must put off an acid or something, because a lot of the times the necklaces I have will make my neck turn black.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
it's supposed to be good stuff. I don't understand why it's
Yeah.
doing that to me.
Yeah.
And I make sure I don't wear cologne or perfume,
That's
you
good.
know, wherever I'm putting
Yep.
the necklace on. So it's not
Yep.
it's not my perfume that's doing it.
Yep.
So I guess it's just my skin. Does anybody else have that problem?
I've run into that. I run into it probably 3 or 4 times a year with people, usually a consultant. I mean, customers, not so much. Every now and again, I get a customer like that. Like it'll be the rings on really hot days. My wrist will
Yeah.
be like that.
Right.
But I think it's a skin, like an acidic skin kind of thing. I
Yeah.
just think it's just, skin makeup.
It's
and
just me then, because
Yeah,
and it
it's just
definitely
you.
happens more in the
Yeah.
summer.
Yeah, probably worse in the summer. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not uncommon.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
horrifying when your customers send you a picture of their wrist and it's completely black.
I know. Well, and
no.
How do you
nothing-
respond?
Right. And here's what's interesting, Deb, is that if you ask them to look at the underside and ask them, did any of the finish wear off, and they say no, then it's not our jewelry. It's just a
Wish I'd
reaction
thought of
on their
that.
skin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good to know. And I think I can
Mhm.
circle back to that person actually, because it
Yeah.
wasn't that long ago that it happened, and
I
just
always
say,
feel so
"Hold on,
bad.
I'm gonna call,"
I
and-
know.
yeah.
So Debbie, I feel you. Yeah, that's rough. Yeah, it's rough. I've had some people say, well, I'm just going to make sure I wear a turtleneck or I wear something long that'll hang
Yeah.
down, and the earrings won't do it, of course. And
No, but
Whatever.
even when I wear something long, it it still gets on your
Right
neck.
here.
So yeah, it's
Ugh.
right here that gets me every time.
oh, I'm
So
sorry.
Deb, when that client said that was running with turning them black, did they ask for a refund?
No, as a matter of fact, if I recall correctly, we might have sent back the bracelet and asked for a replacement,
Okay.
just to see if it would
Right.
be any better for her.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Maybe the sterling silver would be better.
Could be. With the
true, but it's
rhodium.
plated in rhodium,
Rhodium.
so I'm
I don't
not,
know.
Yeah, if it's a
Yeah.
rhodium allergy.
So-
So hard to know.
yeah,
So
it is
to know.
hard to know.
I wish I understood about that. I might ask my integrative medicine specialist doctor about that. She might have an answer on why that is, like what it is within our pH of our skin or something. Maybe it's something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I'm sorry, Debbie.
All right. I just I just want to make sure before it happens to a client that I know what to say.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah.
It's not the jewelry.
No, it's only
No.
happened to me once in 3 years, so
Yeah.
it isn't anything that happens a lot, at least to
Mhm,
me, so.
mhm.
Okay.
All right, ladies. Well, you are all precious, and this has been a ton of fun. So thank you all for being on. If you're able to join us tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern for our Wednesday morning coffee talk, and we're going to be talking about VIP checkout. Like, how do you orchestrate that? Like, what are some of the easy words to say? I know, Shell, it's like 7 a.m. your time, which is like 6 a.m. basically because of time zone change.
Is
I'm
it
sure
going to
you'll
be
be on.
recorded?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll record that one too.
Great,
will.
because I have a physical therapy at 10. So
Oh,
I
good.
can't-
Okay. Well, you won't miss it. We'll record it and
Awesome.
we'll post it. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you.
All right, ladies. Love you
Well,
all.
great.
Thanks for
Thank
being
you,
on.
Debbie.
Bye.
Talk
Thank
to you
you.
soon.
Have a good weekend
Bye.
or good
Thank
weekend.
you.
Good
Take
evening.
care.
Good week.
Thanks.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.